unless you've been living under a rock, you would have seen the Thor Love and Thunder trailer. And it's full of Waititi-isms that annoy me to no end. I mean, the guy's ego is just out of control now to the point where he's just cringe. He's not funny anymore. He's just cringe. Because people get to a certain level where they're so highly praised by everyone that they get to a point where they think that no matter what they do, it's funny, it's really, really good, it's flawless. And this is where Waititi is now. This is where James Gunn got to after Guardians of the Galaxy 1. And this is where Waititi is now. After Thor Ragnarok, his ego went through the roof. And, I don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan of Waititi's outside of the MCU. His films are always good fun. Where the Wild Things Are, the one where he plays like Hitler, I forget what it was called, really, really good. What We Do in the Shadows, the film is one of the best comedies since Monty Python and the Holy Grail. So, I'm a big fan. But, with everything, eventually you just, you get tired of people that take what makes them work and then they just run away with it. And they go too much with it. Instead of keeping it subtle and keeping people wanting more, he's just too much. Like, if you see his performance in Free Guy, I literally felt embarrassed for him. Anyway, that's enough about Waititi. I still like the guy. Just needs to ring his ego in a little bit. If you saw the Thor Love and Thunder trailer, you would have seen the scene where Zeus poofs away Thor's clothing and he's completely butt naked. His ass is blurred out. And people staring and all this kind of thing. And it's actually the one scene that actually made me laugh in the trailer. I thought actually it's a funny scene. And I've got no issue with that. Helmsworth is a chiseled god. He works really hard for that body. If there's an excuse to show it off, fantastic. I don't want to say when you're young and you've got it, flaunt it because you're going to regret the days when you never flaunted it. So go nuts. I have no issues with that objectification at all. As long as both parties are in agreement, not a problem. However, had this happened to Jane, Lady Thor, or Valkyrie, the woke mob would have been up in arms, calling for Disney to be cancelled, calling for the scene to be cut, and for everyone that participated in it to die on a cross. Okay, maybe not that hard, but the heads would have rolled had it been a woman doing that. I mean, the MCU has no problem objectifying men with their tops off, but any remote kind of sexiness with women, you cannot have it. All women must be prudish and pure and molded in our Disney Christian image that still plagues this company after 100 years. So that's what annoys me. It's that double standard. And again, I've got no problem with the scene. I'm just putting it out there now. So if it happens in the future where a woman shows a bit of extra skin and the woke mob go crazy, I will send them this video to say, excuse me, Thor got completely butt naked in it and nobody said anything. But the woman, oh no, I'm having a meltdown because you're jealous because they worked hard on their body and you, just like me, have just like given up and all of that. However, I'm very comfortable in my body and I have no problem with men who want to show off their glory, or even their dad bod, or women who want to show off their mum bods in a micro bikini. I don't care. I grew up in Greece, okay? I spent all my summers in Greece. Old ladies wore bikinis there. They were perfectly comfortable in it, and none of us cared. But in the Anglosphere, we just have this this thing to just put down and insult people and make them feel bad about their bodies. And here we have the woke mob attacking women for wanting to get naked, or just calling it objectification, or for men that just want to create CGI models of beautiful women in games, and now it's like it's not allowed. And it's like, grow up, just grow up. I understand that, you know, you go, oh, well, you make people feel bad. Look at me. I'm the size of a house, and I do not care if you want a chiseled god or a twink man that you think is gorgeous and sexy. If that's your preference, if that's your thing, you as the artist have a right to create what you want. And like I said before, if both parties are in agreement with nudity and sex in a scene, absolutely nobody else is allowed to object to this. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. That is all. Let the hypocrisy resume.